Deborah Tate, what do you think of the payback idea? That you don't just get out, but you pay back victims?
I do believe in paying back the victims. Many, many years ago, my mother implemented a program where we would go into the prisons and speak to very violent offenders and...
Explain what happened to her daughter.
Pardon? And explained what happened to her daughter, but not only that, but explain how it affects the family and how many different ripples it creates in the pond. And we had people that did get out and went and devoted their entire life to serving the widow of the man that they killed.
Pat, is the whole situation, the criminal, the return, the prison, you getting any better? Have we seen... Someone once told me, a psychologist years ago, said the prison system is a failure.
Well, Larry, I think the prison system is a failure because we're either too lenient or too harsh, and we're confused over why people are there and what we need to do with them. And in the whole system, what we forget is the victim. We never hear about the victim, and I think, to me, until you rehabilitate the victim and the victim's family, you don't deserve a second chance. And if we went that route, then we could easily determine, hey, if you're a serial killer, you can't rehabilitate anybody, so you're done. If you're a robber, maybe you can come out and you can help that family, give them all their money back, show them you're a safe person in society, make everybody feel good again. You got hope there, and put them in the kind of programs that will help them do that. But I think we have to remember the victims and not just say, well, let's focus on the guy, giving him a chance. The victims, meanwhile, are in therapy and paying for it themselves. They've lost their job over the tragedies they've gone through, and the community is terrified, and they've lost lots of money, and nobody does anything with them.
I don't think we're disagreeing on that either. You know, restitution is the form of financial repayment that all judges order now throughout the country. There is a new movement afoot called restorative justice, where the perpetrator or the convict meets with the family, if the family so desires, so that that convict can understand the destruction he or she has caused to that family, and the family can get a sense of what has happened.
No, wait a minute here. Wait a minute, Joe. One of the problems with that restorative justice is they do that in place of punishment, which is what disgusts me. They should pay their time in jail first and then have to do the restorative if they so want to go back into society. Not a replacement of that.
That's not true. It is not a replacement for punishment. They receive this toward the end of their service when they're about to be released. That's not true at all, Larry.
Dog, do you think the prison system is a failure?
Well, you know, I think that, Larry, that a prison is for violent offenders. People that are selling drugs, like the judge said, 70%, is that right, Judge, of the prison population is full of drug addicts and drug offenders? That's terrible. And again, we're paying, thousands of dollars a year to keep them there. I'd rather have them cleaning the beaches and the parks if they're going to punish them. Now, murderers, violent offenders, men that hurt women and children, women that kill other women or men, there's no chance to rehabilitate a person that has taken someone's life and liked it. That's it. They're all done.
Deborah, do you think a drug user should go to jail?
I think that there's a possibility that they can be deprogrammed, that they could go through
in a prison?
And in a prison, yes, for a short time. I think it's important to lock them away from society so that they can get clean. And then while they're getting clean, work on the psychological aspects that made them a drug user in the first place.
You don't disagree, Pat, with the judge having this peer system of trying to help people come out, do you?
Oh, no, not at all. I think that is a necessity. What bothers me is sometimes we're confused over who deserves it and who doesn't. And I would like to see, one thing I would like to see a change in the prison system is I'd like to see it not reflecting for those who are not murderers, who, in my opinion, can go break rocks, the ones who are unrepentant. But the ones who are in there for other kinds of crimes, they shouldn't be in a system that looks just like a criminal neighborhood they came out of, where they're lifting weights and forming gangs. Yeah. To me, they should be in a more of a monastery system, which is very, very peaceful, where they don't have any of those options. Where they change their whole mind and the way of thinking, get more education.
How do people learn more about peer?
Well, they can call or go on the internet and visit AskJudgeMathis.com.
That's simple enough.
Or they can call the Mathis Community Center in Detroit.
Okay, thank you so much. Good seeing you.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck to you, Deborah.
Thank you.
He spent years at San Quentin. Now he's here. The man who knows everything about one of America's most notorious prisons and the convict serving time there joins our panel next.